Commanders fans, happy Friday. I hope everybody has a good weekend. Last game of the season. I hope Ron Rivera knows that the game was moved to 4:25 and that it's not at 1 o'clock anymore. I hope he knows that. I know he didn't know that we could be eliminated last week, so you just got to check on Ron and just see if he knows that, to be honest with you. Shout out to Sonny Jurgensen. He's going to be, they're going to do a tribute to Sonny Jurgensen on during the game at halftime. There's going to be a lot of Cowboys fans. So it's unfortunate that they're going to do that while there's going to be a lot of Cowboys fans there. And I heard on the radio this morning, Frank Herzog is not going to be there. He was not invited. So, that was his co-host on a radio show. They worked a lot together. So it's just disappointing that they did not invite him. But I want to talk about the bad. Shout out to Sonny Jurgensen. One of the best quarterbacks, one of the greatest quarterbacks ever in the game of football. So shout out to him for sure. This game, man, this is not a keys to victory video like I usually do. This is it's a keys to evaluation. It's a keys to what I want to see. We're going to go over the injury report. It's a very long injury report here. There's a lot of guys out, which I'm not surprised at all. It's kind of like it's basically an evaluation game for us. And then there's a scenario where if we lose this game, of course, there's a way we can get into the 10th spot. We can get the 10th pick of the draft. The Jets have to beat the Miami Dolphins. The Browns have to beat the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Saints have to beat Carolina. And the Titans have to win over Jacksonville. And, of course, we got to just lose against Cowboys, which we probably will, especially with all the guys out. It's just this coaching staff in general. We're going to lose this game. It just depends on how much we're going to lose this game. I do want us to be competitive. I don't want to see us get blown out or 21 skunked or anything like that, even though there's a high chance of it happening. This is just the Sam I Am game. And this game, honestly, I'm not looking. If he goes out there and throws 3 picks, it will not change my opinion on him. If he goes out there and throws 3 touchdowns, it may change my opinion on him, but not much. I'm a big fan of Sam I Am. I wouldn't be mad if he started next year, to be honest with you, just because I don't like the options that are out there. I don't want to trade for Derek Carr. Don't really want to sign Jimmy G. Geno Smith is a free agent. I like him, but I think he would be better on the Seahawks, rather than learning a new offensive system and playbook with Scott Turner, who probably will be here next year, unfortunately. Same thing with Ron Rivera. So all the free agent options, Lamar Jackson, that's a pipe dream. So I just don't see any better options out there, to be honest with you. I really don't, unless we draft another quarterback in the first round, and then we're going to miss out on Bryce Young and a couple other quarterbacks. So we're probably going to get like the second or third or fourth best quarterback at pick. And we could fool around and be pick 18, honestly, or pick 17. That's how bad our draft status could be. But yeah, we're in a purgatory spot right now. We weren't bad enough to get the top quarterback in the draft, and we weren't good enough to make the playoffs either. But I like Sam a lot, man. I actually I'm leaning towards going into next year starting with, because I could go on a tangent, but I feel like next year is kind of a lame duck year. It's a new owner. I don't think they're going to want to fire Ron. And if Ron is your head coach, I just don't see this team making the playoffs again. I just don't see them making the playoffs. And I think we need to focus really on finding out who is the franchise quarterback. Can Sam be that guy? Can we draft somebody else? Can they be that guy? Derek Carr is not it. Jimmy G is not that guy. So I know that's a Ron Rivera type of thinking. I know he's going to want to go out and get one of those guys. And I'm not even talking about the game, because the game is really irrelevant, to be honest with you. It really is. We just need to figure out our future, and we need a quarterback. We haven't had a franchise quarterback in really forever, honestly. And I think it's time to really just settle in and finding that. And if it takes losing a lot of games next year, so be it. But we got to find that guy. Look at the rest of the NFC East. The Eagles find their guy, Jalen Hurts. You can say what you want to say about Daniel Jones. I was saying Daniel Jones is trash for the longest, but hey, I got to give him respect. He was a big part in their team making the playoffs. They drafted him. Look at the Cowboys. They drafted Dak in the 4th round. Look at the rest of the league. They drafted their quarterbacks. Not a lot of teams are, microwave and manufacturing their quarterbacks with trade. I know it worked out with Tom Brady and Stafford winning the Super Bowl, but for the majority of the league, you got to draft your guy. And we just keep taking shortcuts, trying to get Fitzpatrick, trying to get Alex Smith, trying to get Carson Wentz, the Rex Grossmans of the world, Case Keenum. Year after year after year, we're trading for guys and signing guys, journeyman quarterbacks. It's time to take the long and slow approach of finding a franchise quarterback. So, all right, but let's finally get to the game here. John Allen's out. Sadiq Charles is out. Sadiq Charles has been out for a while. Cornelius Lucas is out. So that's your starting right tackle. He's out. Brian Robinson's out. He's had a thigh contusion. James Smith-Williams is out. Ben St. Juice is out again. Questionable is Cam Curl. He probably will not play. Jamin Davis is questionable. We'll see. Nathan Gary is questionable. Andrew Norwell is questionable. He probably will not play. Now, they want to see Chris Paul play, so we'll see what he can do. Antonio Gibson had surgery. He was placed on injured reserve last week or a couple days ago. If you did not hear about that, he had surgery on a fractured foot. So he was playing on a fractured foot. So that's not good at all. But he's getting surgery on that. Ben Sanders said it doesn't sound like an issue for next season. Hope he will be good for the all-season program. Somebody else, Brian Robinson, he's beat up physically. This is from Ben Standing as well. Rivera said suffered a deep thigh contusion from a hit, bled down into the knee, which caused swelling. Also dealing with a sprained MCL. That's tough, man. Brian Robinson's been through a lot. He got shot in his thigh. Now has a contusion as well. Suffered a deep thigh contusion. So yeah, rest up, big fella. Rest up. You had a heck of a year, man. We don't win a lot of games if it was not for Brian Robinson this year, for sure. So yeah, that's about it. It's gonna be like Jared Patterson, Reggie Bonifon, and John Williams are gonna be our running backs, and then the tackles. I mean, Sam Cosmi will probably play. Jaden McKissic's gonna see a next specialist. I would not bring him back next year if it were up to me. I'm a big Jaden McKissic fan, but I just that neck injury is a concern. It is. Rouye, been saying about Rouye. He's gotten hurt so many times. It's been ridiculous with Chase Rouye. It really has. Looking at the Dallas side, they don't have a lot of injuries right now. I mean, Tyler Biadasz, he did not participate in practice yesterday, their center. DeMarcus Lawrence, he's going to play. Kelvin Johnson, he's going to play. Basically, all their guys that are on the Pollard's going to play, so that's going to be rough, too. It could get ugly. This game could get very ugly. But, all right, let's get to my prize picks for the week before we do get to keys to evaluation, and then we'll wrap this video up, and then I'll just do a quick prediction. But, of course, as you guys know, partner with Prize Picks. Thank you for them for sponsoring this video today. The picks that I have for this weekend, I do have Ezekiel Elliott. I have him going over 57.5 yards, rushing yards. And Prize Picks is super easy. You sign up using my link down below in the description. Use my promo code REALEdOliver. Type that in. Use the prescription. Use the in the link in the description. First time users, you get a 100% deposit match up to $100. So $50 don't match you, $25 don't match you, $75, anything up to $100 don't match your deposit. Super easy. You pick over unders, more or less. So Derrick Henry, I got him. He's playing against Jacksonville. I got him getting more than 91.5 rushing yards on Saturday, and then on Sunday I have Zeke getting more than 57.5 rushing yards. You can also go with CD. I got CD getting over 70 yards. Now they don't have any props for the Commanders at the moment. Like they don't have Terry McLaurin's receiving yards. Probably because of the quarterback situation, they just don't have anything for the Commanders up right now. But Zeke over 57 rushing yards, I have the over on that. CeeDee Lamb, 77 rushing yards, I have the over on that. They don't have Dak's interceptions. If they had that, I would smash the over on Dak's interceptions because last week it was like 0.5. And of course, he's throwing picks every game. Like he's throwing picks every game. He leads the league in interceptions. He's tied with Derek Carr for leading the league in interceptions. And Dak, he's missed a couple of games this year, and he's leading the league in interceptions. He's throwing the ball away. He's giving gifts out there. That's a big key to victory for me. Or just key to evaluation. You got to be ready to catch interceptions because he's going to throw one. He's going to throw one your way. It's going to be a tip pass or something, but he's throwing picks. He really is. He's throwing interceptions. So like I said, very easy. Real $8. That's my promo code. Sign up. 100% deposit match. You guys can play those picks. Also, I got Anthony Edwards. You want to do NBA one? I got Anthony Edwards getting 25.5, getting over 26 points tonight. Porzingis, it's a tough one. He's at 23.5 points over and under. I'd probably take the over on that against the Thunder tonight too. So, all right, keys to evaluation. Right now, just look at some of the numbers. The Cowboys, they've only had 3 sacks over the last 4 games. They were leading the league in sacks for a long time, but the sacks have kind of calmed down. That could probably pick up this week just because of our offensive line is really bad. Right now, we're first and third down defense. We just give up big plays. And if we want to be competitive in this game, we can't give up a big play to CeeDee Lamb or like Amari Cooper last week. Big plays that we gave it to Derek Slayton. Big plays to George Kittle. We just can't give that up. Dalton Schultz, he'll probably have a good game this week as well. Now Dallas, they struggle to stop the run. We ran the ball well against them last time we played them. Like John Williams had a couple good runs. Jaden McKissic had a couple good runs, reverses, motions, jet sweeps. Dallas, they really struggle against that stuff. They really struggle against motion and jet sweeps and misdirection. They really struggle against that. They're 21st in rush yards allowed per game and 20th in rush yards allowed per carry. So they're not good at stopping the run. Like I said, Dak leads the league in interceptions, so you just got to be ready to catch the football. He's going to throw one your way. 7 of his picks have been deemed as his faults. I think this PFF stat, they said the other ones were not his fault, like drop passes, like the Noah Brown drop in the Jacksonville game. That wasn't his fault. I'll admit that. But a lot of his picks, he has been throwing them right into the breadbasket of the defenders. So Kendall Fuller's got to be ready to catch one. Derek Forrest, if he plays. Danny Johnson. Who else is another corner on this team? It does give vibes a little bit of the 56-14 game that we lost last year, but I don't think it's going to get that bad. Sam Howell, what I want to see, mobility, moxie, confidence. That's what I want to see from Sam Howell. The arm strength. I want to throw a deep ball to De'Ami. I want to try to throw a deep ball to Terry. I want to see some read options, some design runs. I know Scott Turner's not going to do that. He's just going to drop him back 7 times, 7-stop drop backs. Michael Parsons, of course, double team, chip him. And just run at him, run at the edges for sure. But that's what I want to see from Sam I am. De'Ami Brown, the connection with De'Ami Brown, the connection with Terry, Curtis, Jahan, all that. Logan Thomas, if he plays. Cole Turner, I want to see Cole Turner play. I want to see Armani Rogers if he plays. I want to see how Chris Paul plays. Just all the young guys, all the rookies. Percy Butler, he should get some burn out there too, other than the special teams. Who else? Percy Butler, Christian Holmes, SIP as they call him. If he's available, play him too. All the young guys, go ahead and let them play. This is like a scrimmage type atmosphere for us. I think it's going to get a little ugly at points, but I have us losing 28-13. Sam Howell, I think he's a confident young man. I think he can play. I think he's going to be a good quarterback in this league. I think he's going to be a legitimate starter in this league. I have a really good feeling about him, but it just depends on this coaching staff and how the ownership goes. That's going to really decide his future. Who's going to be his offensive coordinator next year? Who's going to be his coach next year? Who's going to be the owner? What direction is his team going? It's kind of just up in the air right now. I just don't know. And it's unfortunate for Sam Howell right now. So yeah, shout out to Taylor Heineke, who actually, Ron wanted to start Taylor, but Taylor was like, nah, just let Sam Howell play. And if I was Taylor, I would have did the same thing. It was like a slap in the face last week for not starting Taylor. I would be like, forget you, man. I don't want to play. Why should I play now when you should have just started me when we actually had a chance to make the playoffs? You're going to start Carson Wentz. Now you want to play me when we're out of playoff contention? Why would I play? Why would I play? So yeah, that's what I'm looking for from Sam, man. Sam looked good. I know it's preseason, but it looked good. He was mobile. He was running. If you got to run, if you see open lane, run. Take it. Just run. Because this offensive line, you're going to be under siege the whole game. He's going to be under siege the whole game. I already know how it is. He's going to be running for his life out there, so he's going to have to run. If he's got to run for a first down, go ahead and do it. Go ahead and do it. And I want to see the yak, too, because he was really good at mobile being, the passes to Alex Erickson, the passes to Dax Mill. He was really good at that. Getting out in space, throwing to them, and they would run for like 15, 20 yards after the catch. So that's what I liked about Sam a lot. He gave guys opportunities to have yak, and I think that's going to really work out with Jahan and Terry and Curtis as well. So that's it. With defense side of the ball, man, I have no keys because they're gonna get cooked without John Allen in there. But I do want to see Chase Young and Montez. If Chase Young plays, I want to see him make an impact. I do. I thought he looked good in the Niners game, but I do want to see him dominate. I want to see him dominate a game. Montez Sweat has dominated a couple games this year. I want to see him do that too. So, all right, you guys, man, have a good weekend. Hail to Commanders. Peace.